Hi all. Today we are going to talk about discuss about inter-thread communications in Java. So what is inter-thread communication in Java is it is a communications or contact switching between the multiple threads which can be used or executed in the single program. In that case, multiple threads can be communicated by inter-thread communications. So here is the some example. Here one example for a banking program. If we want to withdraw the amount, we must have some maintained balance in our account, right? So if you want to withdraw 15,000, but there is only 10,000, the 10,000 are in our current account, how can we withdraw? So in that case there is some error. So before withdraw the amount, we have to deposit some amount in our account for withdraw that particular amount. For that purpose, the withdraw and deposit, two things are a thread. This withdraw thread and deposit thread should communicate with each other, so that only we can't get the error at particular time when withdraw the amount. So then what is exception handling in Java? Exception handling in Java is one of the powerful mechanism to handle the runtime errors so that normal flow of the applications can be maintained. In this, we will learn about Java exception, its types and the difference between checked and unchecked exception. So what is exception in Java in dictionary meaning? Exception is an abnormal condition. In Java, an exception is an event that disrupts the normal flow of the program. It is an object which is thrown at runtime. So what is exception handling? Exception handling is a mechanism to handle runtime errors such as class not found exception, IO exceptions, SQL exceptions and remote exception, etc. Advantage of exception handling is the core advantage of exception handling is to maintain the normal flow of the applications. An exception normally disrupts the normal flow of the application. That is why we are using exception handling. Let's take a scenario. Suppose there are 10 statements in your program. There occurs an exception at statement 5. The rest of the code will not be executed, which means statement 6 to 10 will not be executed. In that case, if there is error, there must be come any error in our program, at that particular statement we invoke the exception handling. The rest of the statements won't get stopped. So if we perform exception handling, the rest of the statement will be executed. This is why we use exception handling in Java. Hierarchy of Java exception classes. The Java.language.throwable class is the root class of a Java exception hierarchy, which is inherited by two subclasses, exception and error. The hierarchy of Java exception classes are given below. There is exception and error. In exception is we have already seen about IO exception, SQL exception, etc. In error, there is stack overflow error, virtualization error, out of memory error. There are some kind of errors in Java. So what is types of Java exception? It is checked exception, unchecked exception and error. So what is checked exception? The classes which directly inherit throwable class except runtime exception and error are known as checked exception. Example, we are seen about. Unchecked is exception. The classes which inherit runtime exception are known as unchecked exception. Example, arithmetic operations, null pointer exception, array index out of bounds exception, etc. Unchecked exceptions are not checked at compile time, but they are checked at runtime. Error is irrecoverable. Example, out of memory error, virtual machine error, assertion error, etc. So what is Java exception keyword? Try, catch, finally, throw and throws. Try keyword is used to specify a block where we should place exception code. Catch block is used to handle the exception. It must be preceded by the try block, which means we can't use catch block alone. When we use the try block, we must use the catch block also. Finally, block is used to execute the important code of the program. It is executed whether an exception is handled or not. Throw keyword is used to throw an exception. The throws keyword is used to declare exception. It doesn't throw an exception. It specifies that there may occur an exception in the method. It always used with method signature. So here are some example of exception handling. And Java exception scenario. Some common scenarios of Java exceptions. A scenario where arithmetic exception occurs, it comes under the error. A scenario where null point exception occurs, it comes under the error. So a scenario where number format exception occurs, it comes under the error. So these are all the kind of exceptions which can be present in the Java. Thank you.